They're gonna kill the love of my life.
Casey!
If I don't go back to what I was doing.
On February 24th.
Our line of work is quite brutal and quite ruthless.
How far would you go for love?
You steal truck, bring it to me. Then you make your money.
Is it dangerous?
Of course it's dangerous!
Nicholas Hoult, Felicity Jones, with Ben Kingsley and Anthony Hopkins.
All this trouble, all this pain, for love.
Collide. In theaters February 24th. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13.
I'll let you go.
Blog Talk Radio.
Horror enthusiasts and fans of things that go bump in the night, rejoice, as there is a new collection of creepy tales to keep your spine tingling and your blood running cold.
You're gonna kill me.
The brainchild of prolific author Yvonne Mason. Welcome to Your Nightmare is an anthology of stories from a gifted batch of writers specializing in keeping you up at night. Whether you love gruesome tales of murder and mayhem, or you prefer quaint tales of scary happenings, welcome to Your Nightmare is sure to please the inner psychopath and whet even the most insatiable horror appetite. Welcome to Your Nightmare is available now on Amazon.com.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's Saturday night, and this is Off the Chain. I am your host, Yvonne Mason, and of course that was a shameless piece of self-promotion. That was my ad man, Chris Dunham, and he was promoting my anthology, Welcome to Your Nightmare. If you like things that go bump in the night, like to scare yourself, pick up that little anthology. It was written by several friends of mine and myself, as well as my friend Nicholas Grabowski has got a cute little story in there, and I guarantee you they will keep you up at night. Also, I need to give a shout-out to author Andrew Bouchard. He's written a cute little book called The Seduction of Anita Sarkeesian. And the synopsis goes like this. Anita Sarkeesian doesn't want you to read this book. So if you want to irritate Anita, then why not irritate her by purchasing a copy? It's a romance, it's funny, and it's a wild ride. Go and order it on Amazon because I know I am. It just sounds like it's fascinating. Also, if you would like to do an ad or a shout-out, go check out my site at advertisecast.com. Look for Off the Chain. My prices are so cheap. They scare even me because I'm not in it really to make money. I'm just in it to help you guys out. And one other little tidbit of news. Those of you that have been listening to the show know that our goal here is to reach 10,000 listeners by the end of the year. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you we're growing every day. This morning alone, just on this show, we were at 4,122 listeners. And believe it or not, our listener base is mostly from down under in the beautiful country of Australia. They are beating the U.S. Yes, Betty, they are beating the U.S. 2-1. 66% of our listening base on this show is from Australia. We also get listeners from Canada and Norway off of just this show. On the podcast, we get listeners from Somalia, from Germany, from the UK, from Sweden, from New Guinea, from places I don't even know exist. So yeah, we're heard. We are heard all over the world. Right now, our numbers are at 9,572 listeners. That includes all of our podcasts. So with that little bit of housekeeping, let's move right into our show. Tonight's guest is, she's an amazing, amazing person. This woman, I would have loved to have done half of what she's done in her lifetime. She's a retired newspaper publisher and a career journalist, and she also hosted a cable TV talk show. She is a celebrity interviewer and an author of 8 books, including Six-Paxck of Fear, which we will get into. And first in the series, The Six-Pack of Blood, with her co-writer, Barbara Watkins. Betty Dravis has won numerous awards from Stanford to the California State Assembly. Her two most recent awards are the 4th Annual Shorty Awards, number 18 in Authors, Top 20 in Women's Fiction in 2011 from Heart Press for 1106 Grand Boulevard. She also wrote 3 short stories that were consistent bestsellers in the Amazon Short Program and had short stories published in the anthologies Every Child is Entitled to Innocence, Sweet Sunshine, and Just Our Best Short Stories 2005. Not only that, she just finished her first full-length horror paranormal horror book, Evil Voices, and I don't know if she's got that out or not. I will ask her. And ladies and gentlemen, she is also one of the producers with Forbidden Tears Production, where our friend Jennifer Dawn, love that woman, she filmed and produced one of Betty's short stories from Six-Paxck of Blood, and we will talk about that. Welcome, my friend. I am so excited that you're on my show tonight.
Well, I'm very happy to be here, Yvonne. You interviewed Jennifer Dawn on another show, and it was wonderful. And I don't know that lady you just talked about, though. Is that me?
That would be you, my friend. That would be you.
Oh, I need to update my biography because I said the last thing I won, and I've won several things through Jennifer, trophy,
yes,
and then another little short one I wrote that another producer won 3 festivals, and so I need to update my biography. But anyway, I'm just really indebted to Jennifer Dawn, the producer from Arkansas, and she has Forbidden Tears, and she's really, really been a blessing to me, and a wonderful woman and a good friend.
She is an absolute hoot. That woman is so funny. You're in the room with her for 5 minutes, and you feel like you've known her all of your life. And the thing,
she's really down to earth and friendly, but she's a human dynamo. God,
she is.
She produced 3 films in 2 years, anti-bully films, and then she did another Other Side of the Rainbow, and then she did my Heavy Metal, which is a short film, and it's in the book, like you say, that Barbara co-authored with me. And I can't believe how far Heavy Metal has gone. I just came back Wednesday. Now, it's had its third screening premiere, one in the United Kingdom, and viewers called it a classic. And that's what we were aiming for because it's dark humor mixed with the horror. And anyway, it went from the UK to New Zealand, and they had a red carpet event. They were in All Out, and I think Kelly Palmer and her husband Phil Palmer, who was in it with her, and then Helder Rock is the one that helped Jennifer organize the United Kingdom one. And then the one Wednesday night was closer to home, so I could travel there. It was only actually an hour and a half away, but traffic was heavy, and it took 2 hours to get there. And so anyway, it was in the San Francisco Bay Area of California, and in a little cocktail lounge owned by a wonderful woman named Tammy Barbara. And Jimmy Shonday, the musician who wrote the score for Heavy Metal, directed that show, and with the blessing of Jennifer. And Jennifer couldn't make it because she was doing another movie, so I represented her. And then Kat Pacino came up from Hollywood with her husband, William Lashbrook, and Kat brought me flowers, and William gave a champagne toast to me and Jennifer. And
wow.
just an awesome night. And there were 10 in my party, and then all the rest were people reaching out to Jimmy from his base, fans. And my son came, and he's so sweet. He sat next to me, and he held my hand over my shoulder the whole time of the film. And daughter Debbie took pictures, and Dan Dow took pictures, and Jimmy took pictures, and let me see, Brady Piercy, yeah. I wanted to give all the credits. And so we got, over 100 good pictures. And Jimmy and them, they got the views of the crowds from the back, so you could see how large it was, and viewing the screen. My daughter Debbie concentrated on the faces, and it's just amazing. It's like people watching, and I got to see all the expressions on different people when they were scared, when they were laughing, So, and it was just simply awesome. And when I got in the car, I died. I was on a natural high the whole time there. I didn't get tired. So the minute I hit the car, whoa. And it took me till yesterday to recuperate. So thank God that I'm recuperated for you.
Well, and I appreciate that, because I've been really excited about getting you on the show, because what people don't know about you, I know, because you and I have been Facebook friends for quite a while now. But you interviewed in your life some very interesting characters. You've interviewed Clint Eastwood and Jane Russell and Ted Kennedy and Tanya Tucker and Kat Pacino, who, ladies and gentlemen, is Al Pacino's mother. Yes, he does have a mother.
Yeah, and his stepmother. She was married to his father, and then his father died. So, but she's still in contact with him,
How did you get ingratiated with these wonderful Hollywood people? Clint Eastwood is one of my favorite director and movie producers.
I love him. He really inspired me. Actually, when you have a newspaper, people think I went to Hollywood to interview all of them, and I told them, no, I lived in Silicon Valley, and I had papers, I had my news. I worked for different papers before I owned my own, and I was editor of the Gilroy News Herald, and before that I did columns for different papers. And one day a lady who I had interviewed named June Chime, and her husband owned the Chime Lumber Company in San Jose, she called and asked, how would you like to interview Clint Eastwood? And I thought, oh my God. But I had 3 hours to get ready, and my hair was a mess, and blah, all that stuff. So I called the story I wrote about him a bad hair day. And my hair was me. But anyway, I managed to get there, and he was absolutely down-to-earth, friendly. It's like Jennifer. I felt like I knew him all my life. And we flirted a little, which is natural when you're younger, But
absolutely.
I just felt like he was, my friend. And anyway, we got a wonderful picture together, and the picture looks like we're in love, which is very unusual. And so I treasure that picture, and I use it on my Facebook page from time to time and getting the most out of it, But anyway, he complimented my writing, and it just made me want to go on and do things like he'd done. And I watched his career, of course, he just bloomed and went zoom. And,
yes, he did.
Yeah, now that we're close to the same age. In fact, I'm a year and a half older than him. And, so we're close enough. Anyway, so that way your fans know my age. And I'm still doing all this at my advanced age, and that's why I get tired easier. But I can really go when it comes to sitting at the computer and my iPad and that. I can go 20 hours a day. But it's the walking that really, they always say your legs go first, and that's it. But I have really exciting more news that Jennifer, I can tell you a little bit about Jane Russell. She's another amazing one. My favorite all-time interview was Clint, of course. And then Jane Russell was just another delightful person. And Kennedy was more standoffish a little, you know. But we were at a big political dinner when I met him. And it wasn't a traditional interview where you sit down together. But he ended up coming and sitting at my table. So that worked out. But Jennifer has just done one thing after another with heavy metal. I can't relax. Every time I'm still dreaming about last Wednesday's screening. And she hits me with another wonderful thing that she's gone SAG-AFTRA. And heavy metal will be SAG-AFTRA too, and Barbara's coming story, Passageway to Hell, will be SAG-AFTRA, and all due to Jenny's hard work and diligence. She just doesn't give up. Then what's the next one? I can't. She just every day she has something new. Now the new one. Oh, now she's having a huge premiere in Arkansas, which is her Forbidden Tears home base, and she's having an all-day affair with dancing and popcorn and food and everything, and the screening will be after all that, and she hit me with that right after I got over this one, but I won't be able to make it because it's too far for me to travel at my age, but anyway, I'm just so excited about that. And then today, she came up with something new, and I'm trying to remember what it is. It's huge
well,
too.
Didn't she also post that heavy metal was in the finals?
Oh, yeah, that's the one. That's the last one that she accomplished for us. And that was just today. And, it's in the semifinals. And, you know, we get in film festivals, but you don't often get in the semifinals, so we're praying that we get a Hollywood showing. That would be wonderful.
Now, for the people that don't understand what SAG-AFTRA means, that's a really big deal in the movie industry. Will you explain that to them so that they understand that it's not just a bunch of letters put together to form an acronym? This is a really, really big deal for her production company.
Oh, yes. And, SAG-AFTRA, I forget what the last part means, but it's Screen Actors Guild. And then AFTRA must be American Federation of something. I can't remember what the last part means. But anyway, it's the one where, you know, the big stars that belong to it, as well as all the dead actors, you know, the supporting actors, and everybody who is anyone belongs to SAG-AFTRA. And Jenny, it's really hard to get in. I need a drink of water. Excuse me.
Go right ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've never hooked up with Betty on Facebook, you need to, because this woman is absolutely amazing. I hope I have a third of the energy that Betty has when I get to her glorious age, because this woman goes constantly. She's written all these short stories. She's been a newspaper republisher. She's been a journalist. She's done things that are amazing. So when someone says, well, I'm too old, oh, no. This woman has taken a second turn around that dream corner, because now she's got her short story as a movie, and it's going to go places, Betty. I firmly believe that heavy metal.
You know, not only that, what really surprised me is I have some really literary books out there that people are interested in them. And I know about 8 different producers, and I've had a lot of interest in my longer books, my full length. But for some reason, horror's popular right now, and so Jennifer picked up on them, as well as Mina Only in Florida picked up on the first one, The Snack, but she never took it very far. She didn't. She entered. We did win 3 film festivals, but it didn't go any further because she never got it on to Amazon Prime or had it downstreamed or anything. And another big thing with heavy metal, Jennifer announced, is that it will soon be streaming. She's got a distributor working on getting it all around the world. Like you go on Amazon and you don't have to buy the DVD, although it is a DVD now. If people want to, see it, they can get a copy of the DVD on Amazon Prime. A sales pitch.
And ladies and
but
gentlemen,
I do a lot of PR for Jennifer and work with her, and she graciously gives me the title of co-publisher, although I don't know if I deserve that, but she says I do, so I guess I do.
Of course you do.
Let me see. Anyway, I can't praise her high enough because I wrote the stories, so it started with me, but she's the one that I don't do screenplays, so she wrote the screenplay, and then she was going to do 6 of mine, and then I got the bright idea, let's get Barbara, So we got Barbara in on it because I like to make people happy, and I just love Barbara. And anyway, I like her stories. They're every bit as good as mine, so I thought, gee, that would be more fun. And so anyway, now Jennifer assigned my GPS lady out of Six-Paxck of Fear. She assigned that to her New Zealand branch, and the actor Phil Palmer, who plays the cowboy in heavy metal, he's publisher over there, and he's doing Saving the GPS Lady, which will be my second short that she's done. And now she's producing and directing Barbara's Passageway to Hell. And that's a really exciting story. I can't wait till Barbara gets this glow that you get when you see one of your characters come to life. And so
Mike
Jennifer
Marino,
makes us all happy. And
Mike Marino is playing in Passageway to Hell, isn't he?
Who's that? Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Mike
she got
Marino.
Mike at Marina.
Mike, yes.
And I don't know him too well, but I'm getting to know him now, And but he's had some amazing roles. Yeah, he's SAG-AFTRA too, and Cappuccino's SAG-AFTRA. And anyway, and another thing about heavy metal, getting Armand Mastroianni, that was a coup. He's done Stephen King's book, he's done Danielle Steele's book. He did some episodes of Dark Shadows. You remember that one?
Oh yeah, I grew up on Dark Shadows.
Oh God, my kids did too, and I loved it. And one of my daughters is close to your age. Yeah. So anyway, I'm really excited about Mike getting on board for that, and he's just amazing too.
Well, have you released Evil Voices yet?
Oh, actually, Ashley Fontaine. Well, this is behind the scenes. Ashley Fontaine is going to publish that one for me. Sorry, Ashley, it slipped. And but I was just making a few little last-minute fine-tooth combing, and only I call it The Hiss of Evil now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't like that other title too well. And so, Jennifer's looking at Dead Women Don't Talk Back, which would be a feature, but I didn't finish telling you what Jen is doing. She is doing an anthology of 7 of mine and Barbara's stories, and so there will be 7 of these films on DVD, and then she's like Twilight Zone, and she wants to sell it as episodes, and have it maybe become a TV show.
That would be good.
Yeah, a series, and with 7 of our short stories, So that's really exciting. And, now we talk about my energy, but she's younger than me. But, wow. And, at the same time, she's doing, she has maybe 3 other pictures slated. Her slate is a mile long. Anyway, I'm talking more about her, but I can't help it. I just love her.
Well, we all love Jennifer. She is just an absolute doll. So
yeah.
when do you think that your new book will be out so that we can bring you back and talk about it too, so we can launch it on the show?
Oh gosh, Ash, my new book.
Mhm.
Oh, which one? Anyone? My next one will probably. Let me see. I can't. Well, Jennifer won't do any. The
one that Ashley's going to publish for you.
Well, I owe her the copy, and she's really fast, so it could be within a month or 2.
Good.
Probably 3 months, probably. And she's going to kill me for jumping the gun.
She's a sweetheart. I love Ashley. So,
yeah, but Jennifer also has a publishing branch.
Yes, she does. We
and
have a
she
caller.
Barbara and I had our 2 books, the Six-Paxck series. We had those in just digital only. And so Jennifer took and published the Six-Pack of Blood, and next in line she's going to publish the Six-Pack of Fear. And that's why I hated to ask her to do the Hiss, because she's so busy. And I do have those 2 that I want to get out because they're already written. Hiss of Evil and Dead Women. Yeah.
Well, we have a caller. Let's see who's on the line. Hello, who is this?
Hello. How are you, sexy babies?
Hey,
how are you, sexy babies?
We're good. How are you?
Okay,
Jennifer,
we're ears we've been talking about you.
I had to call in, and I've got my grandbabies in there, so I had to step outside.
You're Jennifer.
I'm telling you,
I've had about you, honey.
I've had them all weekend, so I had to step out. But I knew you was on, and I just wanted to call because, I'm just so excited for you, Betty. I just wished I could have been
and I'm
there.
Excited. You're next, baby.
I know, but I just wanted to say, because I know Yvonne has like thousands of listeners, and it's all the success that is coming right now to me is because of Betty. It's because
thank you.
It's because of her kindness and her loyalty, and that's the way she is. That's the way she's always been, and I just love her to death. And we go back a ways. When I first read that, it was, I think, 1106 Boulevard is was the first book I read, and I can't even remember what site Betty was on, but I remember going on there and commenting about how much I enjoyed that, and I'd like to read some of her others, and then she wanted to read some of mine, and then it just kind of, went from there, and we formed a friendship and a bond, and she's just been so just wonderful to me, and has just helped me along, and I just
Barbara inspired me too, but you inspired me. All the time that we were doing, we made a good team, because you actually went through the process with Kendall to publish the digital books, and I worked with Steve Caresser at ePrint Books. I worked with him to get it formatted, so I had my job and you had yours, and it just worked together. And I admired your writing so much. You scare me.
Well, I just had to call in and you know, and let you
and,
know.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who that beautiful voice is, that is the other half of the Dravis and Watkins tag team. That is Barbara Watkins, and these two women are absolutely marvelous. I am so honored to be able to call them friend, because they are, and Betty's right. Barbara will scare you to death. If you love to be scared, you got to read their books, because between the two of them, you'll stay up for weeks.
I write with a twist at the end of dark humor, and Barbara's are really, really dark and paranormal, and my style is so different from hers, and yet we both blend, like Barbara said.
Yes. Yeah.
And oh God, yeah, I'm so happy because Yvonne, you know, every author's dream is to have her characters come to life on the big screen. So I'm just, and I want Barbara. I can't wait till Barbara gets that thrill of being at a place where people are watching your movie from a book you wrote, and by this great Jennifer Dawn, or you know what?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna you're gonna have heart palpitations, Barbara.
I know, I do. Just with what's going on, just everything. Every time I see something on there, my heart just beats a little bit faster.
That's the way I felt when I saw your poster. I love my poster. Ashley did, and your poster's amazing too. Film posters.
Oh yeah, I just love what they've done with it. I really do.
Yeah,
and you know,
you have a big thrill coming, honey.
Listen, I'm not going to hog the. I'm not going to hog the show. I just wanted to call in and, and let everybody know that I love you. I love you, women.
We love you. And Barbara, don't hang up yet. Barbara, you are coming back on the show, right?
Oh yeah, I'd love to come back. Yeah.
All right, I'll hook up with you after we get off from here and set up a time for you to come back. Because, I have to bring all my authors back. Because y'all get a following on this show just by coming back. It's amazing that people want to know, when am I bringing so-and-so back?
Oh, that's to know.
Yeah, it is.
So the more fans and friends, the merrier.
Absolutely.
It'll be wonderful. And I think that Jennifer was saying they're going to try to start filming Passageway. I think in June is what she said. They were going to try.
Good. Yeah, she's busy with other projects, and she's getting that festival going not a festival, but screening going for heavy metal in April, and I know she's balanced that Mansfield Killings. I can't wait till she starts that one either.
Yeah, that's going to be wonderful too.
Oh gosh, I look forward to June. Time flies.
It does.
I'm telling you, it does. It does. Well, listen, girls, I got to get back to my grandkids because they're tearing the house apart. I'm sure. But Yvonne, I'll get back with you, Yvonne, and love you guys. Show's rocking as usual, and I'll try to get on there and listen to it, turn it up loud so I can drown out the kids. And y'all continue on. Love you, girls.
Thank you, darling.
Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
She's wonderful.
She is a doll. She is an absolute doll. Love Barbara Watkins. So,
I love
Betty,
her voice.
Yes, it's a beautiful. It goes with her beautiful face, as yours goes with you. I want to back up just a little bit, Betty. Every child is entitled to innocence. Tell me a little bit about that book.
Oh, let me think. Neam, Niamh, Clune, Coune. She wrote it, and it's been a few years. I just contributed a story to it, and it was stories about the author's childhood, if I recall right. Or was that the one with the sweet in it? I can't remember exactly, but she would be an interesting interview for you. She has a place called the Plum Tree. I've lost a little bit of track of her since Jennifer keeps me so busy. Anyway.
Well, I just wondered because it's an interesting.
It wasn't
it's
my
an
book.
Interesting
She
title.
just asked me to write something, and I think I wrote about my brother Phil when we were younger. Can't remember for sure. Wow. Okay, I'll have to get that one and look at it.
Well, let's go back a little bit further. What drove you to get in the newspaper business? Because
I started writing a little bit of poetry when I was about 11 or 12, but it was just silly kid stuff, you know. And I really always wanted to be a movie star because I liked Veronica. I was very good looking, had a figure to die for, but I never knew it till I got older. Anyway, I always wanted to be a star because Veronica Lake and Rita Hayworth and Betty Grable, they were big influences then, you know. And so I never really seriously thought I would do that because I never studied or anything like that. And then when I was a junior, we didn't have creative writing in high school, but we had journalism. And the teacher, she taught it all, though. And everything I wrote, she would say, best in class, best in class. And I don't mean that as bragging, but it gave me the confidence to know, hey, I could be a writer, you know. But then I didn't think that highly of writing. You know, kids never do, seldom do. No, I want something more glamorous, you know. So anyway, and it just came by fluke. One of my sister's friends asked me to write something for a little sporting newspaper he owned, and so I did, and I wrote the class prophecy and a few things like that in high school. So I started writing for him, and then when I got married, I started having children right away, and I couldn't go full-time anywhere. And so I ran down to the local newspaper, whatever town we lived in, and I turned in a column just about neighborhood happenings, PTA, Chamber of Commerce, whatever. And I turned in those, and they took me right on the spot. But it was freelance writing, which you don't get paid a lot, and you're not on regular salary with them. But that worked good for me while raising the children. And then when I wrote a column. I wrote a column for East San Jose Sun, and I interviewed Jack Roddy, who was the world champion, steer wrestling champion several years in a row. He was really big back then. And then I wrote about Clint, and the Gilroy News-Herald, out of a clear blue sky, a town about 20 miles from San Jose, they called one day and asked me to be editor, and here I had six little children running around, and and so I turned them down. I said, I don't know what an editor does. All I do is turn my copy into them. I was being honest. And then he called me back again, offered me a little more money, and he was thinking I was after money, and I was sort of scared to go to work because I hadn't worked in a long time with the children, you know. I didn't scared of going full time, and then scared of being a editor with people under you, you know. And so the third time he called back, he said, "You can do it," and sure you can do it. And I said, that's my stubborn streak coming in, my good old Ohio roots, and I said, I can do anything anybody can do. And so then I went to work for them, you know, and then one thing led to another until I ended up owning my own paper. And that was a union paper, went out to building trades unions. I don't talk about that a lot because I'm involved in other stuff now, but I ran that newspaper for 20-some years until I retired, and I always wanted to write a book, so when I retired, that's the first thing I did. Now I've written 9.
The interesting thing, though, is and I talk about this a lot, is sometimes we detour off of our path, but what we detour off of our path, it always most times brings us back to our path, and your path was to write strange books.
Yeah.
And I think that everything that you did led up to that point, being an editor, doing copy, interviewing
One
people.
thing leads to another, I notice, and it's like what I really notice about Facebook is that I interviewed Kat Pacino for a book I wrote with Chase Vaughn called Dream Reachers, and we had a Dream Reachers 1 and a Dream Reachers 2. Well, he had a lot of interviews in the first one of people like Joan Baker and who's one of the number one voiceover coaches in the world, and he had a famous wrestler. He interviewed a lot of people, so he called and asked me would I go in with him and publish my ones that I had already written. Well, I had 6 I had written, and so Clint Eastwood, Jane Russell, Ted Kennedy, Joseph Alioto, and Ann Southern. Maybe it was 5. Tanya Tucker. Oh, okay. Anyway, I said, sure, those were already written, so it was easy. So I just touched them up, and they came at the front of the book, and then his came at the back. And so then that's how Dream Reachers came to be. And then when we did it, he wanted to do a second one. So in the second one, I started interviewing again because I hadn't done it in years. I interviewed Kat Pacino and Antonia Tossini, a big, she's really acclaimed in Italy. She's an Italian ambassador of peace, and just a wonderful one. We became really close friends, and she introduced me. I met Armand Mastrani through her. He read what I wrote about her, and he liked it. He really praised my writing. And so then I met different producers in different ways, and a lot of people I met through writing the Dream Reachers books. The Facebook's just a wealth of people. And I met this Sunil Sadrajani from Italy, from India, who came over here, and he's in Hollywood now. He's been there 6 years, and his first 2 films won some pretty impressive awards. And he actually signed, before I signed with Jennifer, I signed with Sunil to do Uncle Herman's Harem, which he's calling The Legend of Uncle Herman, and he's been very slow getting it out because he had 2 other businesses he was working with, and he was coming up with a business plan and raising money and, all this kind of stuff you have to do. And so he's in India right now shooting a film, and he's going to start, it's been like 2 years with him, and he's starting Uncle Herman when he gets back. So that'll be another credit for me. And so, okay, then I met him. Then Mina actually, I think, saw the story, the snacks, the one in Florida, the Mina only. She saw the snack through Marie Moore, who was doing another one for me. Well, then Marie got in a serious accident and couldn't finish. Well, then Mina did the snack, and like I told you about that one earlier. And then I met Jennifer when she was having a fundraiser. It's a funny little story, but I don't want to really say it. But I'll let her tell you that next time. And so I met her through that, and we just hit it off instantly. And she asked me to be co-producer on To the Top, which hasn't come out yet. It's in its final stages. And I went through all my contacts, and I got photo montages of people to be in it. Instead of them acting, they didn't have to act. It's a picture of them with some of their credits, their books, their movies, whatever. And she's working that into a movie, To the Top. And I got like 200 people for that. And so anyway, I made the montages and all. So we worked together good. And she saw that, and that just went from there. But it's like paying it forward. You know, you do one thing for one person, and pretty soon someone's doing something for you. That really works.
Yes.
I guess you call it karma, or karma's the bad thing that gets you, right?
Well, you have good karma and bad karma, and I like good karma.
Yeah, I like paying it forward. I like that term better than karma. Karma sounds so religious to me, and I'm a Christian. So I have my petty little funny little things, like you can't say GD on my shows and stuff like that.
Right.
You know. Yeah, and Kat did it anyway. She ad-libbed that word in there. My daughter about had a fit. And so I said, okay, it's already done, you know. And I won't do any books where they use the F word every other word. So I have my principles, and I tell them all that up front, you know. But you can say it a few times because the guy has to be realistic. But I don't write those dark people that talk that way anyway, you know.
Well, my philosophy is if you have to use that word every other word, that tells me that one's vocabulary is extremely limited.
Yeah. You can make characters real, but if I wrote a character like that, then I would expect them to use it. But if my character doesn't have any of those qualities, like that, then it's not necessary.
I love you have a mantra. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this mantra. It is absolutely fall down funny. And it's about writing. And what she says is, it's exhilarating, like sliding down a rainbow with a huge smile on my face, filled with love for the whole of God's magnificent creation. And then she says, and marketing is like trudging through a field of chewed bubble gum on a hot, sticky day. And, Betty, that is so true.
Thank you. You picked up on that. That's amazing.
I feel the same way.
It is. I hate marketing, but I like it in a way because it gets you with other people. But I'm not a salesperson. But get my book on Amazon Prime and get my DVD of heavy metal right now, please. Well, I'm not a marketer, right?
What I have found, and I've been marketing since I was 5 years old because I went to work for my father answering his business phones at 5 years old.
Oh, wow, that helps a lot.
It's 60 years worth of marketing under my belt. But what I have found is we don't market our product. We market ourselves. That we're the brand. And that's why I like for my guests to talk about their history, how they got from point A to point B, their successes and their not so successes, and the fact that they kept going.
That worked in with what I said about one thing leading to another. Yeah, because they had to like. Yeah, and so I'm really thrilled that Armand came on board, and he, is executive producer, and that gave, and Jennifer really appreciates him too. And then Mario Prado, he's doing a film with her now too, and he's a good friend of Kat's. So, it works.
It all, and I'm going to market you just a little bit.
Oh, good.
Legendary author John Locke, this is what he said about Six-Paxck of Blood. Quote, I know Betty Dravis is a multi-genre writer, but no matter what genre she writes in, make no mistake, Betty's a treasure. As far as I'm concerned, this collection is special because it offers you a glimpse into the other mind and character of this author. And then...
Oh, I love John Locke. Yeah, he hails from Kentucky like my parents do. Mm-hmm. And, well, we should all do what he did, sell 1 million copies, huh?
That would be good. Author Mark LaFlame.
Oh, I get a kick out of him.
This is what
he said. You want to read it?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Betty Dravis is a fantastic mix of Shirley Jackson Edna Buchanan, and Janis Joplin. Don't ask me how I came up with that unlikely comparison. I just feel it. And I haven't been drinking much tonight. I love that.
Oh, yeah, Mark is an author from Maine, and he works for a newspaper there at Lewiston. He's a crime reporter, and he won some kind of big award with his journalism. And he has some really good books out there, too.
I need to get both of these boys on my show.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, Armand wrote the foreword for, was it Six-Paxck of Fear? And then Kat Shea, that's another one you should interview. She did the second Carrie 2, called The Rage. Mm-hmm. And she did that Poison Ivy with Drew Barrymore. Now she's on Facebook, and she wrote the foreword on one of my books, too. I think it was the second. Well,
you'll have to hook me up with these lovely people and tell them they need to come on this show.
Yeah. Well, you can write them and ask them. Friend them on Facebook, and then tell them I sent you. You know?
I will do that. Would you believe that we're going to be...
Yeah, Katt.
Okay, I will do that. Would you believe that we are getting down to the last few minutes of the show?
Oh, no, and I sweated whether I could do an hour with my voice being bad today. Thank you. Yay.
You
Wonderful
did it.
Show.
Tell people where you
I really
can be
love
found.
your show.
Well, thank you. Tell the folks where you can be found so they can go look you up.
Okay, I can be found on Facebook, Betty Dravis, and my website is bettydravis.com. Is that how it goes? www, whatever in front of it, bettydravis.com. Yep. And, yeah, I'm easy to find. You can Google my name and you'll see a million things there.
And ladies and gentlemen,
a copy of my latest, the movie, Heavy Metal, go on Amazon Prime and there's several heavy metals because some of them are music books, you know, and Jennifer Dawn, I guess, would be what you look for in the title because the writers don't get credits in films as much.
Well, I'm
but
going
Jennifer
to give
always
you
gives me credit.
I'm going to give you another shout out, another marketing thing. Armand, who is the producer, director, and Silver Screen Pictures in Hollywood, this is what he said about Six-Paxck of Blood. He says, and I quote, "This is a feast expertly cooked up by master chefs venturing into the dark side, designed to leave us captivated, enthralled, and horrified. The perfect dish to accompany your six-pack, or, if you prefer, a fine wine." Ladies and gentlemen, I own this book. I have read this book. This book has kept me up at night, and I'm not afraid of anything. You have to go, and you can't go yet because we're not ready to get off the show yet, ladies. Y'all got to wait till after the show. And go and look up under FTP Productions. You can find Heavy Metal there. Go and order it because I'm telling you, this little short is going places. Just be ready for it. You're going to see this movie in some very interesting places. It is an amazing, amazing movie.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You are quite welcome. Now, in about 2 minutes, will you tell our listening audience how to make a dream real? Because you are making dreams real every day.
Okay, to make a dream come real, contact Jennifer Dawn. No, just persevere and don't ever give up and know what your dream is first. Because some people think they have a dream and then it's not what they really are suited for. And so do what makes you feel good. And we can't always choose the job we have from 9 to 5, but after, we're very lucky if we get to work our whole life in our job and our passion. And have a passion for whatever you have a passion for, that's the one you should concentrate on. And never give up.
The thing is, Betty, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Right. It's true. I was lucky to be in writing. I felt so blessed because even, journalism writing, and I learned an awful lot from that. And it's the basis for what I know that I'm putting into my books. If I had been able to write a book when I really wanted to, when I was younger, to live off books,
right.
I would not have had as good of books because I learned a lot. I was too young and naive,
And I think that's true because I asked my dad the same question before he died. I said, Dad, why did I wait so long? He said, Yvonne, because you weren't ready.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't ready then, but I sure didn't want to wait until I retired. What I say is, journalism brought a steady weekly income in, and I had 6 kids I was raising by myself, and the journalism fed my kids, fed and clothed and raised.
And it also taught you a lot about writing.
Yeah, so it was worth it. And my biggest accomplishment in my life is my children. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, go and look up Heavy Metal by FTP Productions. Order Six-Pack of Blood, Six-Pack of Fear, and anything else that you can find by Betty Dravis, because she is one phenomenal author. I'm telling you, she is absolutely over the top.
Oh, I blush. Oh,
honey,
thank you.
You've earned every accolade out there. I'm telling you, you've earned it. Now, normally on Monday night, I do not do a show, ladies and gentlemen, but I am doing a special show Monday night because of something that happened a couple of days ago, and I got wind of it. And when I got wind of it, those of you who know me know that I will not put up with injustices. I won't do it. And the young woman that I am interviewing, her name is Christina McCormick Franco. Her husband is a veteran. And they were at a book signing event, and she was helping a friend of hers who is an author set up her event. And Christina and her husband went to go eat. Well, while they were gone, another author walked over to this friend and told the friend that she hoped they didn't come back with the dog. Now, the dog is a certified service dog for Christina's husband who has PTSD.
Oh, okay.
To say that I am upset with this author is an understatement.
Right.
So,
right.
On Monday, Christina will tell her story. I will discuss what Christina wrote about her note to this author. But understand.
I look forward to that.
I'm just getting wound up, Betty. This is just a prelude to Monday night.
Yeah. You're like Jennifer. You don't give up. When you get a bone, you worry it to death.
I do. But before she cuts us off, I want to say thank you so much for the honor and the privilege of having you as a guest on my show.
Oh, it's my honor, my privilege. I'm so happy you asked me. Of the millions of writers out there, thank you so much.
Well,
love
honey,
you, Yvonne.
I love you, too, so much, and you've taught me so much, and I appreciate you so very much. Now, you do know...
Thank you. Good night, honey.
Well, don't hang up yet.
Okay.
When the show goes dark, we'll be in archives, and I got some things to tell you. But, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I say every night at the end of my show. You love yourself, you accept yourself, and you live your dream. Because at the end of the day, and you're on your deathbed, and someone says, do you have any regrets? Don't be that person. Because we only go around once in this life, and you don't want to be that person. If you've got a dream, live it. And remember this, no one can steal your dream without your permission. And if someone says you say, watch this, and you do it. So until Monday night at 8 o'clock, we say good night. Okay, now what I'm going to do, Betty, is I'm going, when the show goes up into archives, and after it archives, I'm going to put it up on my page and tag you in it, and you can repost this show anywhere you want it. This is my gift to you. Put it on your website, repost it everywhere that you know to post it. And then tomorrow... Yeah, and
that'll take a little bit of time, right?
Nah, about 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll go feed Johnny.
Yeah, there you go. And then tomorrow I will load them up into the 5 podcasts. This show is heard on iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, FM.com, TuneIn Radio, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, Podcast, and Podcast Garden.
Wow. That's amazing. I'm so happy about your show.
Well, it's because of all of y'all. It's all of y'all. So when I load it up on Spreaker, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, Podcast, and Podcast Garden, I'm going to put the link up and I'm going to tag you in it so you can also take that and run with it.
Oh, good.
So you got all these avenues. You got, and remember, the show's heard all over the world.
You can post anything on my page. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, because I have friends in New Zealand and Australia and different places, too. Do you ever do any musicians?
Oh, yeah. In fact, what I forgot to
there's
mention
an Australian guy named Don Allen. Oh, God, he reminds me of George Jones. I just love that man. And he's older, you know, but he came over here and met Kenny Lee. Now, Kenny Lee's another one. He wrote a song about Donald Trump, and he ended up on the campaign trail with them. And Kenny Lee has a huge following for his Hee Haw Junction, something like that, country western thing. I think it's a TV show. And he has a huge following, Kenny Lee. Well, Don Allen came over from Australia and hooked up with Kenny Lee, who did some videos of Don. And Don's got one song out called Dirty Talkin'. Talkin' Dirty.
I'll have to get a hold of him, too, because I have a band that's coming on here March the 6th. It's the Tessie Brothers.
Yeah, he was number one on several of their radio shows over there with a lot of his music. I can't even remember the names of them. But what got me is I just love George Jones, and he's got that voice, you know.
Oh yeah, I gotta find him.
Yeah, Don Allen in Australia. Yeah, he's on Facebook. He's easy to find, and he answers everything I write. You know, if I comment, he comments back. And Kenny Lee. Yeah, he's a big Trump supporter, which I am too. I don't know whether you are or not. But he's
absolutely.
Good. And I know Jennifer is, but so many people want to argue about it now. But I'm sick of that damn Obama. They do worse than he did, and yet you can't really come out on. I'm not online to argue with people. So I publish something. I post something about Donald every once in a while, but I don't do it heavily. But when someone really makes me mad, I can't resist saying something to them. But it's not usually a friend of mine. It's someone somewhere else. So far nobody's argued with me too much, you know. But I like Donald. He might be unconventional, and he's got a little hot temper. Whatever, that he says things he shouldn't say. He does things out of turn, and he's made a lot of, he signs things into law too quick without letting all his top advisors and everything advise him and being sensible. He sometimes does nonsensical things. his heart's in the right place. I'm all for the wall. I'm all for. It's because of the way they treat us, other countries. You know.
Right.
I really approve of not letting, the immigration. Not that our grandparents might have been immigrants. That's not the point. The point is now Muslim is out to kill as many of us as they can. And they say, oh, it's just the leaders. No. Those people, most of them are peaceful. And the leaders get them. But it's in that Quran that kill the infidel. And that's what they think we are, And Obama let those people get into government offices even.
He did.
And he's evil, I think. He even looks evil to me, But I don't like what poor losers they're being, and they're paying millions of dollars for these riots and stuff to destroy our businesses and things,
Well, they want to completely divide the country is what they want to do.
Yeah. And they just want their power back.
Well, they're not going to get it because we are strong.
Yeah.
The silent majority has awoken.
God elected Donald because it was in the. God has a divine plan for the world, and Donald been to his plan, and so he let him. And whether Donald's going to be a martyr or what, I have no idea. But it's with God's plan, and if they let him alone, it would be better for America. But if they go and
I firmly agree with you that I believe that God has a hand in everything, but I believe that he is an instrument of God.
Yeah.
To set this country right. I mean, when his wife in Melbourne, Florida, says the Lord's Prayer that he didn't even know she was going to do, that's an outward sign to me.
Right. Yep. And and then they jump on that thing, separation of state and church and all that, But God says right in the Bible that when you turn from your wicked ways, I will heal your land.
Exactly.
And Donald's not perfect, he's a womanizer in the past and stuff like that. But anyway, I could go on and on and on. Anyway, I'm glad. I am so glad that you're for Trump.
Oh, well, the one thing that I say to people that tell me how bad he is, I say this: look, when a man goes on a public, and I saw this interview, when a man goes on an interview and he's asked about his prior wives, and he says, my marriage failures were my fault. I about fell out in the chair. How many men say that? And when you look at his children and how successful his children are, the man ain't all that bad.
Right. No. And no, he's a good man. And God chose him for a reason, and God is in power no matter who's in Washington.
Exactly.
And
so on that note,
I just see Hillary and them. I used to love Bill Clinton. I worked with him. I met him. My daughter got a picture with him. I didn't get that one. And I really loved him, and the country did prosper during his term, But then later when I found out about their nonprofit thing, the Clinton organization or whatever, millions of dollars in that.
Yep.
And she's been helping arm those people over there. And that's ridiculous.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
So on that note,
okay, I gotta go, honey. And did you want to talk to me about anything else?
I'll get this up in archives, and we'll go from there. And again, thank you so much. I
thank you.
appreciate you.
I wouldn't rush, but Johnny has MS, my friend, and I have to feed him.
Well, go feed him and give him a hug, and I will talk to you later.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And let's sell those books, honey. I got your Cindy, the one about Cindy, Justice for Cindy.
Yeah.
I got that one recently, and I'll have to review it the first chance when Jen lets me relax.
Well, take your time. Take your time, my darling, and I will talk to you later.
Okay, thank you, honey. Don't work too hard. Bye-bye.
I won't. Bye-bye.
Fashion emergency hotline.
Help! My kids just gave me an executive order for President's Day. New clothes now.
Just run to Old Navy.
Old Navy?
Yep. Right now, get up to 50% off store-wide and at OldNavy.com through President's Day.
Up to 50% off? I vote for that.
Me too. And right now, jeans start at $15 for adults, $12 for kids. And tees start at $7 for adults, $5 for kids.
$5 tees and jeans on sale? This is huge. I'm headed to Old Navy now. Thanks.
Don't thank me. Thank Old Navy. Valid 2/13 through 2/20. Select styles only.
Welcome to Metro PCS.
Hi, I heard you're giving free phones to everybody?
Yes, right now everybody gets a free phone. You and your friends, cousins, neighbors, roommates.
What if I'm already with Metro PCS?
Yeah, it's for existing customers, new customers, people named Willie, dog lovers.
That's awesome.
Everyone gets a free phone at Metro PCS. Come choose your select free phone from brands like Samsung and LG. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out. Sales tax not included. Phones free after instant and mail-in rebates. Upgrade fee may apply. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.